Dave grants a slew of possible dialogue routes, with 8 possible outcomes with 4 each stemming from 2 main routes. The first dialogue path that I'll be talking about is asking Dave about the paint. He mentions its usage in construction. However, asking him about painting numbers over his head leads to him using a skin condition as an excuse to avoid talking about it. But if you continue to push him, he claims that he knows things beyond your comprehension and tells you to leave him alone. However, if you apologize instead of pushing him, he states that he can understand your curiosity despite having none left due to his enlightened state. Backtracking a bit, if you state that he seems off instead of mentioning the paint on his head, he says he has no idea what you're talking about, and interestingly mentions that he was always sentient, implying that he was inanimate at an earlier point in time. Future me here, I just wanted to mention that sneak peek that Tencel gave us of Evil Barzil. You can see that there's an inanimate version of him. After that, there are 2 dialogue options. Are you okay? And are you a dice? If you pick the dice option, he instantly tells you to stop talking to him, and the dialogue ends. If you ask him if he's okay, he says, yes, of course, never been better, and says he's been rather busy lately. Let's backtrack a bit to the first dialogue option. Asking him about the sign instead of the paint gives 4 more different outcomes. Firstly, he states that Mortise has been signing him up for as many jobs as he can, and he says he guesses Mortise just finds it fun. If you laugh at him, he says Mortise is rather funny, and you can stop laughing now. If you continue to laugh at him though, he tells you to stop, and the only option is to laugh again, ending the conversation. If instead of laughing, you say you're sorry, he thanks you and apologizes, stating that he doesn't want him to think he was mocking him, and says you can never know when he is listening. However, this begs the question, who is this him he is talking about? When he talks about Mortise, he always uses his name, which leads me to believe that this him is a different person than Mortise. This person that Dave is talking about could potentially be the actual final boss. Backtracking a bit, if you ask him what jobs he does instead of laughing at him, he says he has extensive experience in many fields and hates being hired for construction, and hopes he doesn't get asked to build something. If you continue with the topic of construction and you ask him about what he's talking about building, he gets defensive and says he must have been rambling, which he claims to happen when he doesn't get enough work, which leads to the final dialogue option. Instead of talking about what he's building, you ask him if he actually likes working. He replies with, of course I like working. And when I start a project, I don't stop for anyone, no matter who or what gets in my way. I love working. It's practically the only thing that keeps me sane. After which he starts laughing. With everything said and done, I think Dave will be the mini-boss similar to the Potato Lord. Similar to the Potato Lord, he was hinted before the guide boss fight actually happened. In conclusion, I think Dave is a pretty suspicious character and will definitely play a role later in the game, most likely as a mini-boss. And the him he refers to will be the final boss. Additionally, I think Dave was assigned construction and hates it, but cannot stop, as like he said, he does not stop for anyone or anything, which most likely includes himself. Thanks to my friend for helping me script this, and this was all speculation. Bye-bye.